Today's episode is brought to you by Vinted. You know, you have the makings of a side hustle right in your closet. If you're looking for an easy way to earn a little extra money and you're wanting to be less wasteful and give your clothes a second life, then let me tell you about Vinted. Vinted is a secondhand marketplace app that makes it easy for everyone, people just like you and me, to sell their pre-loved fashion and earn some extra money. I think Vinted is such a great idea, so why not give it a try? It's so easy to list your clothes on Vinted, and there are no selling fees, so you keep everything that you earn. Selling my clothes makes it easier to refill and refresh my wardrobe, and it also makes me feel good not to have a cluttered closet filled with things that I'm just not going to wear anymore. So if you're ready to clean out your closet and make some extra money, download the Vinted app for free and start listing. With no seller fees, you keep every dollar you earn. Listing items on Vinted is quick and simple. And once an item sells, Vinted creates a prepaid shipping label just for you. So if you're ready to clean out your closet and make some extra money, download the Vinted app for free and start listing. With no seller fees, you keep every dollar you earn.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Summertime is in full swing, and now it's your chance to catch up on DTT episodes from the archives. Anita and I are taking a little break to enjoy family, friends, and travel, and we hope you're doing the same, and that you'll take us with you on your trip to the beach, in the garden, or just chilling with a cool drink. Enjoy the rest of the summer, and we'll be back soon. And until then, remember, we are here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Let's get started with today's episode. So wherever you are, you're at the gym, you're walking your dog, you're in your house, everybody sort of say out loud, what do you collect or what do you want to collect? Hey everybody, I'm Kelly Wilkness and I am here with my friend Anita Joyce, and this is Decorating Tips and Tricks. We're talking about collecting and we're giving you tips on how to do it right. Collecting is very different than just having a lot of extra stuff around your house that you don't really even like.
Yeah, well, I mean, collecting, that's really focusing on the things that you love, but it's not just buying something because you have a blank spot, or it's about not just buying stuff because it's the color scheme in your house or because it's on trend that year. It's about buying things that are meaningful to you. I am famous for collecting dishes. I love dishes, and I have had dishes for a long time, and probably because my biggest passion is decorating. My second biggest passion is cooking and baking. Today, we're going to be talking about just kind of how to do it without overdoing or underdoing.
Right. So wherever you are, you're at the gym, you're walking your dog, you're in your house, everybody sort of say out loud, what do you collect or what do you want to collect? As you're listening to the episode, think about what we're saying in terms of that thing, whatever that thing is. I have this thing about little white pitchers and flower frogs.
Oh, maybe I've got like 4 or 5 flower frogs, but I just kind of happened on them. I wouldn't call it a collection, but I do love those. And I love collecting antique linen napkins, bedspreads, not bedspreads, but more napkins and sheets with the monograms on them. I just adore those old monogram things.
Right. So, in terms of like the way I would say I collect, it's more, what am I really drawn to? And what is something that, from my perspective, is small enough and displays well altogether? Mm-hmm. Something that has a bigger impact when there's a multitude of them. That's kind of the way I started collecting the little white pitchers, because I have a long thin shelf that I put over those metal factory doors that are in my kitchen, and it needed something up there. But I didn't want anything that would take away from the doors. But I felt like it needed something. So white pitchers was perfect because it has a little texture. There, there's something there, but it's not jumping out at you, and it's not taking away from the doors at all. So when I had this perfect spot, my passion for these little white pitchers. I don't know what it is about them that just gets me. And also you can pick them up for $1.
So you're talking about little creamers, really.
Little creamers, or, maybe I think probably the tallest one I have up there is maybe 6 inches, and I have them in different size order. And I just love the idea of them all together and all the creamy whites, and they're so pretty. But there's obviously people in the world, and I would venture to say people listening to us today who are very serious collectors. They collect something that is of value in and of itself, and thereby having a collection of it, it is even, further increased in value. I was reading about a man. It was an auction site that I went to. I was just getting some ideas for the episode about, the psychology of collecting and things like that. And I stumbled upon this site. Well, apparently there was this man, and I guess he's very famous in the coin collecting world. He is now deceased, but he put his family in hock, and his whole life's work was to collect these coins. The story kind of goes is that he kind of dissed his family a lot because he was such an avid collector. And at the end of the day, the collection of coins that he had amassed was $345 million worth of coins.
Did he sell it, or did he just
They got it. So he spent his life.
Oh, you mean, so he collected it. He didn't sell it, but then when he passed away.
But when his legacy, he left them this legacy. So I guess, the whole time, his wife was probably like, hey, he's out collecting coins, picking up dimes off the street or something. And meanwhile, at the end of the day, although, probably rather have your dad present than, all those coins, but that's a whole different kind of collecting.
And I doubt he spent that kind of money buying all of that.
Oh, no. It was, right. It was a short article about him, but there was some Canadian penny. And I don't know why that particular, it was like from the 30s. So you're like, that's not even that old, but it went.
But if it was rare, then that's
the
what
penny itself
like.
went for like over $50,000.
Whoa.
One penny. Crazy. But anyway, that's not really the kind of collecting I do.
Right.
Something I'm drawn to. I like to have it where it's small enough I don't have to spend a lot of money on it. And so it's, not even like a guilt purchase. And then I like to show them en masse.
I think what makes me sad probably makes you sad too. And that is the idea. Well, when someone collects something.
Don't go. No, don't do it. No, it's going to make me sad. I know. I know what you're going to say.
Collects things, wraps them up, puts them in a box, puts them in their attic, and never looks at them again. That's what makes me sad.
Okay, that would make me sad too, but that's not what I thought you were going to say.
What did you think I was going to say?
I thought you were going to say, like, when somebody spends their life collecting stuff and then nobody in their family wants it.
Oh, that happens too. But, I don't know. That doesn't seem to be as big a deal. Well,
oh my God, no.
And we dealt with that because my mother-in-law threw nothing out. So we had a collection of cards from 1953 or something.
Okay, but that's different. What I'm talking about is like when you see, like I go to so many estate sales, right? And when
I see those too.
A collection where someone has you're going into an estate sale, so you're normally going to the person's home, and you see that this person has obviously collected blank, fill it, whatever it is. And they have so many of them, and that they took time and care and they loved this, and then they're selling it in an estate sale. Actually, one day I came out of one. It was a lady. I'll never forget. It was the purple glass. So she had so much purple glass, all different little pitchers and vases and plates and blah, blah, blah. And I bought a little piece of it. I don't even like purple glass. And I bought a piece of it because I just thought, oh my gosh, like everyone's passing it by at this estate sale to go.
You felt sorry for the purple glass.
I did. And I went in my car and I started to cry because I thought this little old lady, she spent her whole life, imagine where she went, and she brought home a pair of purple glass and she was so excited about it, and nobody even cares.
Well, that makes me less sad. And here's why it does. I'm just going to tell you, because if you're collecting something, you're collecting it for yourself. And then when you pass away, does it really, if you're in heaven, do you care what happens to your stuff? I don't think that I'm going to be thinking about that. Now, my mother-in-law, she was obsessed with us keeping all of her stuff, but I'm thinking, why do you even care? You're not going to need it. I'm just.
Well, I know. My mother jokes about her Hummels, and because she knows.
And so,
I'm not going to want her Hummels.
I mean, I already told Evie, I mean, when I'm gone, I don't care.
Keep it all to Kelly.
Yeah, give it to Kelly.
Vice versa. You can have my stuff too.
As long as I just want to make sure if she sells the stuff that she knows what the stuff is valuable and what isn't. But, but other than that, I don't really care. Because if it's going to burden her and stress her, oh my gosh, I feel like I have to keep everything, but I don't have room for it or whatever.
Right.
That just doesn't mean anything. I don't care about that. So really my sadness is somebody spending all this time and effort collecting something that brings them joy, but then they're so afraid to use it, like nice dishes, that they pack it away and they don't. Or maybe they are dishes that you put in your china cabinet, but you don't actually use them. To me, if you have silver, use the silver. If you have china, use the china. If you have crystal, use it. If it breaks, it breaks, but at least you've enjoyed it. And so what if one piece breaks? You probably have a service for 12. You're probably not going to use a service for 12, but but look at what joy you could have. And that's why I have my, morning ritual of a beautiful teacup, a silver spoon, and I get out a pretty teapot, and I have my tea every morning. Well, what's the point of having it if you're not going to use it?
Right. And one of our listeners, Nikki G, I don't think I've mentioned this before, but Nikki wrote us, and it maybe was not her collection, but it was something she inherited from her grandma. So her china collection, which was fairly vast, apparently. She was inspired by decorating tips and tricks and things we talk about. So she took it out of the box. She's moved that china collection around for 20 years, she told us. Now she's using it. She sent us pictures of it. They're using the small bowls for her ice cream with her and her kids, I believe. So, like you're saying, if it gets broken, it gets broken. But she said it's even more fun.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's even more fun to have the ice cream because it's in it. And this is just talk about the cherry on the ice cream sundae. Nikki pulled out her grandma's vintage fur cape and used it as her tree skirt.
I love that.
Because we talked about that. And now she loves that people are commenting, whether they see the china collection or they saw the fur cape at Christmas time, and that she gets to talk to them about her grandma. How lovely is that? So, whether it's a full-fledged collection or just something you've bought tucked away in a box, bring it out, enjoy it. Why not?
Back to my experience with the collecting of dishes. When I first started, I never met a dish I didn't like. If I saw a dish at a thrift store, if it was, in my price range, which meant cheap, I would buy it. And at some point I had an embarrassing amount of dishes that I had in my house. It was too much. And it started to stress me. Where am I going to put all these? What am I going to do with them? And then I went to really the second stage of collecting, and that is the curation and the culling. And at that point I said, you know what? I don't have room for all of this. I don't want to pack it up in boxes and put it in my attic. I don't believe in that. If I'm not using it, I need to move it on to somebody else. So I gave away dishes. I sold dishes. I took stuff to the thrift store. I probably got rid of at least half of my dishes, maybe even more, maybe more like 3/4. I kept the ones that meant the most to me. My very, very favorite ones I kept. Some people thought I was going to have a hard time letting go, but I didn't, because I kept the best ones. And you know what? I think now my collection is just so much better because it's just not cluttered. Like we talked about, you don't want your closet cluttered. You don't want your collection cluttered either. You want to be curating and only keeping the most valuable, the ones that are most meaningful to you, the ones that are maybe the more unique things, and let the other ones go on to somebody else to enjoy.
I think that is so key. Even museums have collection management policies. It wouldn't be as special if they had a zillion of things and if they had ones that are inferior quality. Mm-hmm. So that's like what you're saying. You just kept the best of the best, but you curated it. And let's face it, no matter how big your house is, you only just have so much room for X collection, dishes or whatever people collect. Have you heard about dupe? Dupe is totally free, dangerously addictive, and blowing up on TikTok for good reason. If you've got expensive taste and an inexpensive budget, or you're a savvy shopper, or you just want to know you're getting the best deal in town, Dupe.com is your new best friend. It is ridiculously easy to use. You just go to Dupe.com, paste in any product URL, or upload a photo, and bam, it shows you lookalikes that won't drain your savings account. And they aren't shady knockoffs. They just come with a better price tag. And Dupe isn't just about furniture or home decor. It works for fashion, shoes, jewelry, and more. And even if you don't have a specific product in mind, say you're just looking for a comfortable couch under $2,000, just put that info into Dupe and it'll give you some great results. So I already told you about the incredible savings on the light fixture that I was coveting. Well, now Dupe has helped me find a similar rug to the one I really wanted for so much less. And you know I don't like to spend a lot on my rugs because I have 3 dogs. So Dupe really helped me out. I got the look I wanted for so much less. You're going to be able to do the same. Just go to Dupe.com, put in any product link, or upload a photo. It instantly will show you similar items for way less. There's also an app and a browser extension if you want to make it even easier. No account is needed, totally free. Start saving money with Dupe.com today. By August, I'm kind of done with summer, especially with regard to my wardrobe, and I am looking towards fall. And I want to add some gorgeous pieces, so I'm going to Quince. Quince specializes in effortless, high-quality essentials like ultra-soft cotton and premium Mongolian cashmere sweaters. They're beautifully tailored, built to last, and transition seamlessly from morning meetings to dinner out. Quince also has premium stretch denim starting at just $50. I just made a really special purchase for fall from Quince, the Italian suede East-West shoulder bag. I chose to get in the pebble, but there's whiskey and also a chocolate brown. It is artfully crafted and will be an heirloom purse that I will have for years and years. Everything at Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. They work directly with ethical factories and cut out the middleman, so you're paying for quality, not brand markup. And it's not just apparel, which of course you know. Quince also brings that same everyday elevation to everything they offer, from hotel quality bedding and bath to kitchen staples, essentials, and thoughtfully designed furniture. And now they even have an app. Upgrade your everyday. You can download the Quince app for app-exclusive offers or go to quince.com/DTT and you'll get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada and the UK too. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT. It really is fun to collect things. It can add a lot of joy to your life. I love the thrill of the hunt. Every time I look at sort of white elephant tables at a yard sale or at the Rose Bowl, if I can spy a little white creamer or pitcher, zoop, I'm right over. I just got one the other day at the thrift store when I was dropping things off.
Yeah, I mean, when we went to Round Top, there were booths. I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, no. I don't have time to go through that because I can tell it's like there's nothing there I want. Sure enough, she would zoom over there and she would just like a laser focus. She would find the one thing there that was good. And I'm like, oh, well, that is pretty good.
And it's $2.
Yeah. And it's $2. I'm like,
that's
oh,
good.
That's good.
I went clanking home from Round Top.
You did. But even, and back to the dish thing, just to use that as an example, when I culled down or when I curated down to my favorite patterns, another thing I did was instead of keeping a service for 12 of the ones that I liked, I just kept a few. And so that's another thing you can do is not just keep the best of the best, but say, you know what? I don't need 5 of this one particular thing. Maybe just 1 of this particular one in my big collection is all I need. So if you have duplicates, maybe pass those along.
Yes. And I'm harkening back. You said this, when you got to stage 2, which is this curation. And I think stage 1 is sort of the accruing, right? That's
stage 1 is like you open your mouth and you shove everything in that you can.
Right.
That's kind of like stage 1.
No, it's true. When you first start to collect something, say, oh, I'm going to collect this. And then, you just want to keep adding. It's almost about the number.
It must be a human thing.
Yeah, I think it is. Some of the articles I was reading about the psychology of collecting. But, we love crazing and some crackling, and we love the patina on dishes and ceramics and stuff like that. Sometimes your stuff is just downright chipped and just doesn't even look good anymore. But in the beginning, you might pick up that dish, or you might pick up that white pitcher, or you might, pick up that book where the binding is really falling apart. As you get more items in your collection, then you can curate them down, and ones that are worth keeping, worth displaying. And if you are collecting something that is of value, then seeing, which are the ones that are more valuable and why are they? And then maybe you'll be pickier or more discerning, and you'll only choose those, rather buy one or two of those than 10 of lesser value. If your intention down the line is to have a collection that is actually worth something other than just either sentimental value or for display value.
Yeah. And as you collect, I think that's what happens after you have those first initial things. You start kind of educating yourself on the thing that you're collecting. And then you think, oh, well, I have this piece, but really this other piece is even better. It's even more beautiful, or it's better thought of, or whatever. So I think the curation is the second phase. And hopefully somewhere in there, you're either displaying them. And some of these things obviously are not things you can actually use, but if you can use the things, I think that's just a great thing to do if you can. And on the linens, I do try to use those antique linen sheets and antique linen napkins and towels as much as I can. And there is a, protocol for washing them. So it can be done. And even if you had silverware, for example, I do recommend hand washing, but it's not as big a deal as you think it is. If you're putting soap in the sink and you throw it in there, just kind of a little swish in there, it doesn't usually take much to clean it.
A funny thing happens too sometimes when people know you collect things. I know I'm very particular about what I'm collecting or what I put in my house. I'm very much the person who wants to pick it out myself or be struck by it by myself. So it's kind of hard. Sure, give me a candle, thank you, or flowers. And I certainly am not saying I would turn my nose up to any gift anyone would ever give me. But if you have a collection and you've defined the scope of your collection, no matter what it is, if it's vintage postcards or, I don't know, mid-century chairs or absolutely anything you could be collecting, you're going to know what really sets your collection on fire and makes you happy, or what the whole is, I want, something that's taller, or I want something that has this pattern on it. Like maybe you collect transferware or something and it's a certain color. Then people find out you collect this thing, and then they might gift you stuff. And that's kind of awkward sometimes because you'll get something that doesn't really work.
Well, but you know what? One time I had somebody wrote an article about me for one of the magazines, and she saw that I loved purple dishes on my blog. She sent me her set of English purple transferware dishes.
Stop it.
No, it was really lovely.
Oh my
it was
goodness.
Barbara. She's just such a sweet person. Yeah.
Barbara,
really.
Come be my friend.
Oh,
do you have any white pictures, Barbara?
Sometimes people send you really nice things. So you know what? Kelly doesn't want your stuff. Send it to me.
No. Yes, I don't mean to say that's terrible the way I sound, but no. I think it's.
Well, I know what you're saying. It might be something that
enough of you to that consider what you like enough. That is so lovely, and I don't want to come off like I sounded like an ingrate at all. I'm just saying, when you have a collection, sometimes you're very particular about what.
No, I understood what you were saying.
You want to add, right?
And I had a friend that had one of those. Do you remember those wooden angels that had the kind of the wire halos, I think, on them? I can't remember if they had a wire halo, but anyway, they were kind of wooden carved angels, and they had different people, like little kids, moms and dads, and blah blah blah. And I think she had one.
Oh, yes. I remember those.
And then everybody
My mother-in-law liked those. And I'm sure she got tired of me giving them to her.
everybody was like, oh, you like those? So then when they would see them, that's what she would get. And she said, I really don't like them, but everybody thinks I do. And then she kept getting them. Isn't that funny?
No, it is funny. And even, there's a little bit off the collecting thing, but a girlfriend of mine, she had cats. I mean, not like a gazillion of them. She wasn't like a crazy cat lady, but she had like 2 or 3 cats. And then everything people would give her, like,
for people to think you like them.
Cats on note cards, and cat oven mitts, and cat wool beanie, and whatever. It just never ended. She was like, "What's with that with the cats? Like, stop."
I know. And then if you get them, you kind of feel like you have to display them because so and so gave it to you. But then when you do, everyone's like, "Oh, you like all those cat things."
problem, right?
I
You're the crazy
know.
cat lady. So we talked about stage 1 of collecting, and then stage 2, you're curating. And then, there's the taking care of things. If it's something that is of value, obviously you want to take good care of it and know how to treat the items. Our things that we're using as examples are pretty easy. You just don't want to really drop them, nothing too special, but you could be collecting something that has to be treated in a certain way. And I think it's also, even though I'm telling you, I'd like to show my little pictures on moss because I think that has more oomph. Not everything should be displayed that way because, not everything is white and just kind of fades away a little bit. So you might want to consider rotating the things out. So
I was just going to say
them.
that. Yeah. Well, and it just, that way you get to enjoy it all. If your collection is too large to display it all at one time, I think it's a great idea because if, for example, it's dishes, then you get to enjoy. I like to do one set for a while and then I get bored with them and then I switch to another set that we get to enjoy. So I really like the idea of rotating. Or if it's even displayed, you're not going to get bored with it because you're going to see something new all the time. So you might even put a rotation schedule out there for your things. And I think that's a fun way to enjoy them.
Yeah, I think it takes away from a lot of things, especially if something is very intricate or very colorful, if there's too much going on. Here's something very practical. If you're collecting something that is of value, it's a really good idea to investigate as to what the value might be. I was just very surprised by something that I have had in a box for quite some time as to what the value of it is. It's not even something I really like. So I was doing research on it and poking around, and I was completely blown away by what this thing was really worth. It was just another example to me of the fact that you really need to research stuff that you come upon. Everybody can have an Antique Roadshow moment, especially if it's a collection.
That does bring up something. If you have a collection, I highly recommend you write, maybe it's not a formal inventory, but just some notes about it. And if it's worth something, because, somebody who's inheriting it might not know the difference between sterling silver and silver plate, or whether it's from this special manufacturer. I would definitely make some notes for whoever inherits your things so that they know, oh, well, this maybe has some family history. Maybe it's not worth much money, but it has some special value to your family because of some role that it played. You want to write all that down so that future generations can enjoy it and understand what it was and go, oh, well, we need to keep this because this was Uncle Joe's da-da-da.
Right. And taking all of that one step further, it doesn't hurt to get an appraisal of something if you don't know, if you can't find it anywhere on the internet, or it doesn't seem like it's exactly the same thing. You can have an appraiser come. I don't even know if they would charge. It might be somebody who would come and appraise it, and maybe they would be in the market to purchase it from you.
No, wait a minute. Let me stop you right there.
Okay.
Do not do that.
Do not do what? Not have it appraised?
Do not. Do not get a free appraisal, or do not have an appraisal from somebody who might want to buy it, because
good point. Yeah.
They have a vested interest to say it's worth less than it is.
Right.
So if you want it appraised, I would pay an appraiser to appraise it.
That's a good idea.
Do not sell it to that person.
Right.
And just make it clear from the beginning, I am not selling this to you, because that you're going to get a better number than if the person then says, no, I would like to buy it from you. Anyway, that's my thoughts on that.
So shrewd, Anita. That was so smart of you. You're absolutely right. Yeah, they'd be like, "Is this really worth $10?" So yeah, or maybe get, do what you would do if you're getting a roof put on. Get 3 estimates. Get 3 appraisals.
Exactly.
And
now you can ask people, what would you pay? What would you like to buy? That, if you're interested in selling it, and then talk to several people. But
right.
You may be getting 3 bum steers too. You
just never know. You got to be, you got to have all your wits about you. Bring Anita with you if you're going to an appraiser.
But even and on eBay, it really just kind of depends on who's looking at it that day.
Oh, yeah. I wonder about that whole thing with stuff that's really of value. And along these same lines, if it's something that you may not be displaying, or even if you are, take photos and keep them somewhere and scan in the bill of sale.
And any notes there, you can put your notes.
Right. So, just keep a file of that sort of thing. If you say you had a book collection, or you were gifted a book collection, and you're not really sure of the value, and God forbid there's some sort of flood or fire or something destroys those items, maybe they were of value, but you didn't know. But if you took the time to get the appraisals, you maybe had the photos, you had any kind of information. If you purchased on the bill of sale, then you could show to your insurance company, hey, this had some value. Certain items you may have to have like a different sort of policy, like for jewelry or something like that. But, obviously that is, you'd have to get down to the actual item and investigate what you need for each one. But so these are just generalized tips about not only how to collect, to do it the right way, but also to protect your investment or your inheritance of something that might be a valuable collection. A great rug is literally the foundation of your decor. And if you have kids, pets, or humans living in your house, rugs basically become ground zero for every spill, stain, and disaster. That's why we're obsessed with Tumble rugs. Tumble makes spill-proof, stylish, machine-washable rugs designed for real life. Tumble rugs feature a proprietary spill-proof surface that causes liquids to bead up on top of the rug. So instead of soaking into the fibers like most rugs, you can literally wipe spills away in seconds. It's kind of magical. And when you need a deeper clean, Tumble rugs are fully machine washable, even the larger sizes. And all Tumble rugs are made with non-toxic materials. I have the Lisa Tumble. It is absolutely gorgeous, and it stands up to my 3 dogs and my humans. Machine washable rugs made better. For a limited time only, our listeners get 10% off plus free shipping at tumbleliving.com/DTT. That is Tumble, TUMBLE living.com/DTT. After you purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about them, and please support our show and tell them that we sent you.
Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why customers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years now. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they'll show you options that fit your budget. So whether you're picking out your first policy or just looking for something that works better for you and your family, they make it easy to see your options. Visit Progressive.com. Find a rate that works for you with the Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Well, Kelly, I don't know about you, but I have been enjoying all of the consults we've been having lately. We've been pretty jam-packed with them.
Gosh.
It's fun, though. I love working with all of our clients. And, there's just so many different houses we see, so many different styles. And it's such a fun thing for me to do. I know it's fun for you. And, we're getting such nice feedback from clients that are so appreciative. And, the thing I love to hear is that people walked in and they just were so complimentary of the home, because that gives our clients such a positive reinforcement that really what they did was so beautiful.
Oh, yeah. It's such a delight to get to know people who have been listening for a long time, and we hear, oh, we feel like you're our friends. Well, you know what? You guys are. We're coming into your ears. We have obviously similar interests, and we feel like we're all friends, and it's so great to hear your voices too. And then you invite us into your home with the photos and descriptions, and we get to know you a little bit. It is just such a great experience for Anita and I on many, many levels. And as you mentioned, the fact that people are really getting a lot out of them is very, very satisfying. And we couldn't be happier to be able to help you, as we always say, create a beautiful home. But it's so true.
Oh, it definitely is. And it's fun. It's fun because, you're just really kind of looking, it's like a puzzle, and then you're solving it.
Yeah, we definitely have the superpower of being able to look at a room and know what needs to be done, because oftentimes the consult clients just go, oh my gosh, I never even thought about that. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I could just do this. Oh, yeah. Just moving this. This is great. And then we get feedback, either follow-up emails, or sometimes we even get after photos, which we really enjoy.
Oh, I
to
love those.
See the advice and the tips in practice is terrific. So if you would like to sign up for a consult, it's super easy to do. You just go to our website, decoratingtipsandtricks.com, and you click on consults, and that will just walk you through the very easy process, and we will be talking to you soon.
Yes. Okay. What's your crush?
Well, it's in the practical side today.
What?
It's a toothbrush.
Really? Okay.
I'm manual. I like to write things down, and I like notebooks and planners. Well, I also don't like electric toothbrushes. I do like to brush my teeth a lot, but I like to do it manually. And I learned from a friend of mine who works at a refillable, sustainable little store in Santa Monica that the average plastic toothbrush stays in a landfill for, now I'm quoting my friend, I don't know, I didn't do any independent research, but for 750 years. Is the lifespan of that hard piece of plastic. Now, of course, if it's recycled, that's fine. But if they just make their way to a landfill, it's just not going to decompose there. And I thought, oh, gosh.
No, that's plastic in general.
Yes. So but you think like just a little toothbrush, like, ooh, no, it lasts for a very long time.
Well, and they give them out to you. I look around and we've got 50 toothbrushes. I'm like, where do they all come from?
Oh, when you go to the dentist, you get the goodie bag.
Yeah, right? They give them to you all the time. And I have a Sonicare. I don't want a toothbrush, but there it is.
Well, you're going to have to reject the goodie bag next time.
I need to.
So anyway, the toothbrushes that I found are decomposable and recyclable and will on their own just fade away if they make their way to a landfill. You can buy a bunch of them at one time. They're really nice to use. They're bamboo.
I thought they might be. Yeah.
George Washington had wooden teeth. Well, I have a wooden toothbrush. So.
Yeah, I mean, bamboo, I think it's a much better choice. Well, and the plastic, that's, who knows what it's emitting in your mouth. You're probably getting microplastics and Lord knows what in there.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even go down that road. The other thing that we'll like about it is they are aesthetically pleasing in the bathroom. So what's your crush?
My crush is a short little lamp that we got for our bathroom here. When you move houses, the stuff that worked in your old house, some of it works, some of it doesn't. So we needed a new lamp because, you don't always want to turn on your overhead lights. And these in this particular bathroom are very bright. So I needed a lamp, but I needed one very short because there is a window above there. So this one is a very short lamp. It's got a little pull string, so it's easy to turn on and off. It is plugged in on Amazon, less than $40. And, it's kind of cute.
Oh, what's it made of?
Oh, it's just like it's like a brass stand. And then it's got, I think it's like a fabric shade. I can't remember what the shade is made of. But it's a very simple design, and I just wanted something to plug in, so I know the rechargeable batteries are nice, but sometimes I just get tired of having to charge things, so this one's just plugged in, so it's kind of nice. I don't have to fool with it, and I think it's LED, so the light bulb will probably last forever. Well, thanks for hanging out with us today, and remember, we are here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time.
Want to talk to us? Well, we really want to talk to you. So let's schedule a design consult. Anita and I are here to give you individualized, actionable advice on how to create the beautiful home you want and deserve. It's so easy to schedule a design consult with us. Simply click the link in the show notes or head to decoratingtipsandtricks.com/consult. When we talk to you on the scheduled time, we will be ready with so many great tips, advice, and yes, tricks. So sign up today for a design consult. We can't wait to talk to you.